Hi friends, welcome back. So question for you, is GameStop a scam? Was GameStop a scam? And is it an illegal pump and dump? That's the subject of today's video, and this is actually a really important question. I'm just looking at the market now in the pre, and GameStop is down 18%, but that actually doesn't tell you the full story. If you followed the story for the last, I guess, month or so, it started with Twitter. Remember the Roaring Kitty account? I was like, yo, and actually didn't say anything. It just put out a picture there of someone looking forward. And then evidently the memesters were like, oh my God, it must be awesome. And then that Twitter accounts then started doing a bunch of Hollywood movie stuff and this kind of thing, like basic clips. And then it was just recently, yesterday, I believe, where Roaring Kitty, after 3 years of being off YouTube, sort of scheduled a live stream, and that's supposed to be happening a few hours from now. And so then the stock soared up like crazy. You can see right here, it was up like 47% yesterday, so up to $46. And then in the pre-market today, I believe it hit around 67 being the top. Now it's currently trading at 38. Like, what happened? So basically it lost nearly half of where it was. Now, I understand right now, and this is, volatility, it's showing live right now is at 16% down. Basically what's going on is that GameStop, and here's the headline, GameStop shares give up rally after retail reports 29% sales decline. And then they announced, this is GameStop announced that they're going to be selling more shares. My understanding it's going to be like 75 million worth, something of that nature. And yet, I guess, who's buying this stuff still? Because we're watching it recover a bit. I mean, we're looking at this here. The problem is, guys, is that there's a couple issues. So back in the whole GameStop thing was at 2021, like a couple years ago already. That's when we saw short interest at massive levels. I think it was over 100%, right? And so you had all of this craziness and fervor while sitting at home during the pandemic, nothing else to do except watch GameStop stock. This particular time here is very different because we actually haven't seen Keith Gill come out on YouTube. And yes, he said, hey, maybe I'm going to schedule something, maybe I'll show my face, etc. Maybe he won't. I think there's a possibility of that, because if already, if I'm, say, the SEC looking at this thing, I'm like, okay, he makes the announcement, a couple announcements, it pumps up the stock, and then suddenly, GameStop stops dumping shares on you. This is where it would be illegal, is if, and I say if because I don't know, but I'm just telling you, this is what you would look for. If Roaring Kitty / Keith Gill somehow there's any communicate with GameStop about selling shares, etc. Now, if they are operating completely independent, maybe he's in the free and clear, right? But the way that it looks now, it just really feels like a pump and dump. Now, to be fair to GameStop, if your stock is soaring like crazy amounts, you're probably going to just do an offering, sell some shares, raise some capital, right? You're losing money, these kind of things. Why not take that money while it's there? And right now the stock is really volatile. It must be when I'm talking about said subject, the stock is starting to recover. Whoa, it just went green, and look at that. And this is a live recording. How did it go quickly from 40 to $46? Did you guys see that jump right there? That's pretty funky. You guys saw that, right? Wait. Something's going on. There must be an announcement right now. This is. I'm like kind of in shock right now myself, talking about, I don't know. Now it's back down to 17% minus. Do you guys see this right now? Like, we're watching it live here as I'm recording this thing. I would be very, very cautious. I haven't got full disclosure. I'm not short. I'm not long. I just didn't touch this stuff at all. It felt also shady to me because we're talking about, okay, we're looking at a Twitter post, now we're looking at a Reddit post, now we're looking at maybe he's going to make an announcement. And now it's jumping up like, we're watching it live here, it's jumping up like crazy. The thing that bothered me about this whole Roaring Kitty Keith Gill thing, it reminded me of the Elon Musk and the Dogecoin situation. If you guys remember that, everyone was waiting for him to make some, special announcement on Saturday Night Live that didn't come, and then hence Dogecoin crash. There's actually a documentary about that. It's called This Is Not Financial Advice. If you're interested in that topic, you should check it out. It's pretty interesting. But I want to address the situation here. Like, these kind of situations happen a lot in the stock market. It's buy the rumor, sell the news, right? So we all know that Keith Gill is given some sort of thing, live stream or whatever. Someone was like, oh my God, is he going to say something crazy? But the problem is, if the stock has already gone up, like 100% a day, which I think it did, like, what more could he possibly say? And essentially, GameStop just started dumping shares on retail. The problem I have with this, and I know it makes a lot of retail investors sad, and I get it, guys, is in this situation that where we are now, this is very different than it was, say, in 2021. I don't see how buying a share in a video game company is fighting the man, right? I don't see it. If you have a reason why you think it's fighting the man, of why this particular company is fighting the man by buying video game stock and sharing memes, etc. Like how is that? Please let me know. Because I think if you want real change in terms of corruption and these kind of things, you should go after more transparency, this kind of stuff. And this is a good example of, I'd like to see full transparency on these things, right? Is there any communique between Keith Gill and GameStop? What happened with that? Because again, GameStop is selling yet more shares just hours before Keith Gill's live stream. And the other thing too is, if I'm Keith Gill, man, I'd be really cautious. I think the SEC is watching his every move. So I was really surprised if any of this thing had gone down. I mentioned to you before recently with the last video I made on this subject. If Keith Gill has been fully truthful on everything, has been fully transparent, shared all communication, and hasn't lied to anyone or given out anything that would be misleading or anything like that, he's in the clear. But if there is some sort of sort of cooperation with GameStop or any of the major stakeholders to pump it up, because that's what it's looking like to me. Now, to be fair though, I do see the stock recovering a bit, which is kind of funny. And the issue is like, does that make everything better if this thing only goes up? One of the things that I'll mention to you guys, and for those of you who are new to the market, just be aware. If you ever mess with this kind of stuff, use stop losses so you don't lose your shirt on this stuff. The problem though is oftentimes stop losses do not work in the pre-market or the aftermarket. And this is, in my opinion, I've always felt like this pre-market trading or after hours trading is a bit scammy. And I mean, we just saw right there live, like where the stock is jumping up like crazy. I don't know what to make of that. The market's open in a couple hours from now. Look at this. Do you guys see it again? It just flipped green again. Like what is this stuff, right? And it's going, yeah, it is so volatile. I would say be very, very careful out here. Don't trust anyone or anything that you see. I mean, now it's green. Now we're red. Now, I mean, is this going to go like this all morning? This is crazy. If you're seeing this kind of stuff, this price action on your screen, guys, please let me know. I mean, we're watching this live, and look at, I mean, you can see it for yourself. It was just green for like a little bit. I don't know what to make of it. I'm not FOMO'd in this thing. I'm happy I'm not. I'll be honest, I was looking at it, I was like, oh my God, I wish I would have YOLO'd, just the other day, just yesterday looking at, because I mean, who doesn't want 47% gain? I mean, I'm being honest with you. But then, thinking about not having any FOMO, and now I see I would actually be down if I would have bought some yesterday. I'm okay sitting this one out. The issue probably is as well when those things like flip up and down like that. It's like, done by robots and done so quickly, maybe not necessarily get your order filled. They may halt this thing on opening several times. I wouldn't doubt that. But we'll see. So we'll check in again later, maybe after market close, and see what happened with this thing. But as of now, to me, it really feels pretty shady the way the price action is gone, the way that the sequence of events is gone. And if I was Keith Gill, my personal opinion, I probably wouldn't do live stream. I'd be like staying away from this stuff because already everyone's eyes are on you. So I want to hear your thoughts on this one. What do you guys think about this? What do you think about this crazy price action that we've just been seeing? I'm recording this live, and I'll catch you all in the next video.